get the self-image? You got it in your grades in grade school, middle school, high school, college. You got it from maybe an IQ test, your ACT, SAT. All these things give you an image of what it is. Well, forget that. I know that sounds strange. Let's look what those tests are designed to do. They're designed to measure how successful you will be in school. That's what they do. They do it very well. But they're only measuring maybe 50 things that your brain does. I hate to tell you, your brain does about 10,000 things. It does the mental things, it does the physical things, and actually a lot of the things it does is a mishmash of the physical and mental things. And a lot of the definitions of the brains really involve the most important brain, the most it does is control all the muscle movements. You start to think how complex muscle movements is just to move your finger. To do anything, your brain is doing this all almost on full automatic. Yeah, you're controlling it, but it's amazing how one learns to play the piano. There's no way you can think that can happen that much that fast, but your brain is doing with this. So once you think of your brain to do 10,000 things, and I want you to imagine that you could write down on 10,000 pieces of paper everything the brain can do. And I want you to think of these 10,000 pieces of paper, a third of them being little pieces of paper, a third of them being middle-sized pieces of paper, and a third of them being big pieces of paper. You mix them all up and put it in your brain. And what I'm telling you is, everybody in here has got a lot of things that you do really, really well. And everybody in here has got a lot of things that you do really, really poorly. And things in between. Now, there's no test that you can go take and cipher this out. You just got to kind of figure this out on your own. Now, what you really want to do is utilize the things, the big pieces of paper, the things you do well. If balance is a little piece of paper, you don't want to become an ice skater. You want to figure out what the big ones are and do well. But also, you got to understand what your small ones are. For example, I know my small pieces of paper is handwriting. So what did I do? In college, I taught myself to print so I could read my own writing. I know spelling is a very small piece of paper for me. I still argue with spell check all the time. I know remembering people's faces and names is a small piece of paper for me. When I meet someone, I don't say, glad to meet you, I say, glad to see you. Because I don't know if I've met them before. So you learn little tricks to get around things that you've got small pieces of paper, just to make life easier. You don't let yourself feel insecure or bad because you can't do things with your little small piece of paper. Now, I've been doing research for a few years. My background is science. My undergraduate was comprehensive science and education from Ohio State. And so I'm all about evolution. And we evolved in tribes of 20, 40 people. Now, when we talk about the tribes of people back then, or any herding group today, there had to be ways of getting rid of the people that were excess, that were not needed. And that evolved in our DNA. And I can give you so many examples in so many ways. If you're not needed, you ask any family doctor, And they'll say someone who retires from a job and they don't have anything that's important in their life, they live about 2 years. And they get some disease that kills them. Your immune system is directly tied to your perception of your being needed. This came out the #1 disease in the United States of people on welfare is depression, because they don't feel needed. One of the things the military is fighting today is when people, soldiers have been in the military for a few years, they get out, if they don't find a job, their family has moved, their friends, they don't feel needed. #1 thing is depression. I can give you an example of how powerful this is. My wife and I decided to take the Queen Mary across the land. And every night we would go down to this little bar on the ship and have a drink before we went to dinner. And now one night we sat there and a couple sat up here, another couple sat on the other side of my wife. She started talking to them. I started talking to this couple, he started talking, and I got to talking to this woman. Very attractive woman. And I asked her about her kids. She says, I have 2 girls, one is a junior and one is a senior in college. And I asked her what kind of work she does. Oh, I don't work, my husband made a lot of money, home in California, home in New York and California. The jewelry she's wearing, the way she's dressed, she had no shortage of money. I said, well, did you try volunteer work? She said, oh, I tried something, I did it about 2 days, and they had me liquid stamps, it was just a waste of time. I said, I'm doing research on the job. Can I ask you some very personal questions? She said, I don't know, you can ask me anything you want. I said, okay. I said, before your girls went to college, I know she drank red wine. Did you drink more red wine when they were home or less? She said, never thought about it. She said, I used to drink a glass or 2 a week, and I guess I drink a glass or 2 or more a day now. Okay, next question. What mood-altering drug did your doctor put you on? She said, oh, it was very mild. The mild was full. I said, oh, okay. I had already asked her about the volunteer work. That didn't work out. I says, okay, I told you I was going to ask you some personal questions. Next question. How did the affair work out? Her mouth dropped up. I said, don't answer. Because obviously she didn't try that and it didn't work out. I said, let me explain what my book is about. My book is about the need to be needed. And if you don't perceive you're needed, you're not going to be happy. You are ideally, you've got the money, you've got family, you've got the homes, you're attractive, you've got your health, but you're very miserable, you're very unhappy. And I will tell you that people, women, married to successful men who work all the time, work all to make, to get all this money, have one of the highest suicide rates in this country. Because they don't perceive their needed. They don't feel needed. I can't emphasize how extremely important it is that you find something in life where you perceive the need. Now, if you look at the people who are workaholics, who would you say? School teachers? People in the medical field? They don't do it for money. Workaholics don't work hard for money. What happens is they feel needed by their job to the point they will almost exclude the family. A lot of your high-level executives in big corporations have a very serious problem. They're on marriage number 4 because they can't keep the family. And the reason They can't keep a family because they work all the time, and their family doesn't feel needed. They feel the company needs them more than their family does. They don't think about this consciously, but that's kind of where they're coming from. Now, for you, stop and think how you can make, let's put these two things together. One, you can't do this while you're sitting here. This is something you do over a period of time. Figure out those things that you're good at. Quite often it's things you like. But do the things, figure out things you're good at. And then find a need for it. And if you can put that need together with what you're good at, that's what develops a passion. And that becomes the definition of your happiness long term. It's amazing where you can go with this if you use it properly. I will now open it up for questions. Nobody has any questions?
I have a question.
Sure.
So the wind turbine on the barge, what is driving the place going the opposite direction?
Wind is turning the boat. The energy that a wind turbine gets, it gets it from the wind by slowing up the wind. Okay, so what happens, the blades are no different than airplane wings. They get lift, and that lift is translated into turn. We put the blades this way on one and that way on the other, so they're turning like this. Yes, sir.
Since you're using,
You have to speak louder, I've got hearing aids.
since you're eliminating the gearbox, so do you think it will improve the efficiency of the transmission of power from, I mean, the gearbox is a lot of losses. So do you think using the tire will increase the efficiency of these things?
I'm having trouble understanding.
Yes, when you eliminate the gearbox, it increases the efficiency of the turbine? Or
Yes,
eliminate
it is increasing efficiency because the gearbox is producing heat. And heat is wasted energy. Now, obviously, that percentage varies with different gearboxes, different size turbines, and so forth. But as soon as you get rid of the gearbox, you know, the rubber tire running on the rim produces a little bit of heat, but it's a tiny bit of heat compared to the heat that the gearbox produces. And energy can be neither created nor destroyed by ordinary means. So, whenever you are wasting energy, it's got to go to normally heat. And that's why the gearbox is less efficient.
And how much frequently you think the tires would need to be replaced?
How much?
How much frequently you think the tires would need to be replaced? As in, you said the gearbox, it needs replacement after 3 years or so. Right?
More detail here.
how can you change the tire?
Oh, how it's changed time? Okay, let me tell you about the tires. We work with Michelin, and Michelin designed tires just for this. Okay? And what's very interesting, they start out with basically an SUV tire that has an extra band on the inside. And then they cut half the tread off. That's crazy. Why don't you cut half the tread off? It'll last longer if you leave the tread on. He says, no, the tread's not going to wear out first. Sidewalls are going to be the first thing to get. And they won't certify how long a tire will run until they do testing. And the prototype we're building is our testing. But we're saying you have to change the tires every 6 months or a year. That's what we're guessing. Yes, sir.
Do you have any idea how much or how little it relates to cement? That's kind of one of the things because out in my backyard, at least know it. Do you think it would be quieter or louder?
It's going to be a lot quieter. Most of the noise on the wind, there's three things on a wind turbine, the three-bladed wind turbine makes noise. Most of the noise comes by the blade. Okay? If you look at the wind turbine, because the blade is moving much faster out here, so the load is out on the tip. So there's a lot of cantilever. So So this part of the curtains out there is round. These things are big, and